Okay, so I went to Europe recently and I got back last night, literally 24 hours ago exactly, I landed. And I learnt a lot about European life, Central European life, the people, and the environment itself. And also China, because I had a 24-hour layover in China. But I will start with China first. That was really cool. We flew with China Southern, and sorry, I have a list here. And the first thing we noticed that when we got off from the airport was that there are a lot of flashing lights everywhere. So we were driving in a taxi back to our hotel, and there are flashing lights everywhere. Every 50 meters you drive, there's flashing lights and a camera. They take a photo of your car. I don't know why, because Bing wouldn't tell me in China. I was searching up flashing lights in China traffic. What does it mean? I got no results. And I'm pretty sure when I did search on Google back in Europe, it did come up with the results. So I don't know. It's a bit sus. It's a bit sus. I thought that was really cool. Another thing is China is so independent. They don't rely on big name American uh, tech companies like Google, Amazon, stuff like that. They have their own stuff like Temu, and instead of Uber Eats, they use Meituan. Instead of their app store, they have some other app store. I forgot what it's called. I deleted it. And they also have A Maps instead of Google Maps. So they're completely different from the Western world. And to use it, that was a struggle, but I did it in the end using a YouTube video. Another thing I noticed was the fingerprints at the airport. Uh, I have never seen a country do that. Like they, to get through immigration, they take, it was like four, it was your four left fingers, your two thumbs, and then the four right fingers. And also got a photo of you, like up front. I didn't even notice until I was waiting for my friend and I was looking at their screen and there's a photo of him. But I never noticed that. That's the first time I've had to do any like bio. I've had to get my bio information taken. That has never happened to me, but to be honest, I haven't been to many countries before, so that was cool. Um, oh yeah, their Uber Eats, Meituan, shit is so fast. Like, I ordered and within like 10 minutes I got my food right up to the door to the hotel. Like, they went in the hotel, up the elevator to my floor, to my room, knocked on my door. I got some damn good food in 10 minutes. That was very cool. But I don't live in an apartment, so I don't know if that's normal. Yeah. Okay. Now, on to Europe. First thing I notice, everyone fucking smokes there. Kids, like, even six, they start smoking at like 16. I met a couple people. They started smoking at 16. You know, it's like cigarettes. They smoke a lot. There's cigarette butts everywhere on the ground. It's not as clean as I imagined it to be. Like here in Australia, I never realized how clean our cities actually are until I go overseas to Europe. Uh, Amsterdam, first of all. So the ground was full of rubbish, like plastics and all that. Heaps of cigarette butts. Um, they don't have a drainage system, like a rainwater drainage system, so there were just puddles of water everywhere. I thought that was so weird. And you know, yeah, people smoke a lot. I remember in Austria, in Vienna, every bin had a cigarette like cigarette butt disposal attached to it. Every bin that I saw. That is really crazy. And I think that contributes, the smoking there contributes to the pretty substandard air quality in the cities. I thought it would be as good as Australia, like Melbourne, right? But turns out it's actually worse than Melbourne. And let me search up their AQI real quick. Like, what? Amsterdam AQI. Oh, never mind. Apparently it's pretty good. I don't know. I just remember not showering for a day. I like scratch my face and there's black under my fingernails. So yeah, never mind. Their PM2.5 is good, but they have a lot of carbon monoxide. They have a lot of carbon monoxide, and that's not very good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting. So I think that contributes to the shit air quality. Oh, back to China again. Almost every car in China is an electric vehicle, like BYD or something. And I was talking to this uh, Czech guy, this Czech dad. He was like the CFO of Otis, and he was telling me about how Chinese manufacturers of electric cars, they're trying to work their way into Europe because Teslas are too expensive. So I in fact saw a VinFast shop in Munich. VinFast is a Vietnamese like electric car manufacturer. So I was really surprised to see it overseas in Munich. So that all adds up. Um, yeah, my favorite city was Vienna. My favorite country was Austria because we went to so many places in Austria. I stayed like overall, I stayed like a week there. A week. Zelensee first. It was a really great, beautiful mountain town, and I really liked the view as you were skiing down. And then after that, Salzburg. That was crazy. I met, you know, some guys just like, I got cocaine in my car. Yeah, that was pretty insane. And then he just showed us some drugs. He just opened his pocket and then just opened it up and then just showed us drugs. I'm like, what the fuck? That's pretty insane. Yeah, Salzburg was crazy. And Vienna, uh, you already know what happened in Vienna, so that was good. I noticed that people are not as chatty as they are here, and they're not as nice. They're not as approachable as they are in Australia. Normally, you'd have a conversation with someone on the train. How's your day? How's it going? But over there, everyone's on their phone in silence on the train. Similar to Japan, not as extreme as Japan, but pretty similar. I did talk to a couple people there because they were chatty, and turns out they're Australian. They work for the embassy in Vienna, and that's about as far as it goes, honestly, in terms of chattiness. And like waitresses and waiters, when they talk to you, it's almost transactional. It's not as human to human as it is here. That's what I noticed. It's almost transactional. You get your food, and you get up out of there. Um, oh, this one's a kind of dark, but in the clubs, there's a lot of like weird touching and shit that goes on, like non-consensual. I met these two guys and I thought they were pretty cool. These two British guys, I thought they were cool. And they showed me a video of them rizzing up a girl. It was kind of fucked. He sort of just like put his arm around the neck and then they just kissed and it didn't look right. And also in Prague, there was this like 30-year-old guy like wanting to dance with some girl. He's like, yeah, yeah, come here. And then the girl's like, no. And then after that, he goes up to the girl and then starts dancing with her anyway. It's just completely I've never seen anything like that before in my life. I've got to say, not the best experience there. Really shitty people compared to my clubbing experience in Melbourne. Uh, Pretty obvious. Public transport, hella good over there compared to here. Really not that deep. So much better. And their cities are really small. What? I'm recording. Sorry, my brother walked in. Back to how small the city is. Um, I noticed a lot of the cities are small, but their population is almost like Melbourne. Why? Every building and like every bit of land is used up, and their houses are like 5 stories tall. Their buildings, 3 to 5 stories tall. So a lot of people can live in a building. For example, where I live, in this amount of space, like you could fit 4 to 5 families, right? 4 to 5 families, but instead there's just one. That's why I live so far away from the city centre, 14 kilometers away from the city centre. Not far, if you consider it here in Melbourne, but in a place like Vienna, 14 kilometers, you're in the countryside by then. So that was very interesting to know. Electricity lines, they're all underground, I've noticed. So over here, we got like electricity poles running overhead on the street, but I noticed there weren't many in, you know, in the cities like Berlin, Amsterdam, Vienna, Budapest, Prague. It's all underground, I think. What else? Oh, tall. I thought I'd be short. Turns out no, except Amsterdam. Oh my gosh, I remember I got off the train station. Oh, I got to the train station at the airport in Schiphol, and oh my God, they're like 15-year-old people. Like they're like taller than me. I'm 180 centimeters, for instance, for reference, and they're like 183, 185, just normal, like teenager size. That was insane. But in every other city, I was pretty average to tall, so I am happy about that. Um, that is it so far that I can think of. And if I do have any other random thoughts, then I will put that part of my next video. Lovely. That's it.